One sec. To those of you who are watching online, we are going to start in another couple of minutes. Thank you for being with us. I still think we'll end on time, so don't worry. Shabbat Shalom, Happy Hanukkah, and we'll start in a few minutes.
Okay. Take your time.
Behold how good and how pleasant it is for all of us to be together. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. La 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. La 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim. La 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim. shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
So it is Hanukkah, but I have trouble with directions. So I don't, if you remember those ancient days, when before the ancient times, centuries ago, before there was such a thing as a GPS, you had to write down directions. If I gave you directions, you would always have to check the left or the right. So for Hanukkah, remember, I can't deal with the right and left, so what I do is you put the candles in as if it's English, going that way. And you light them as if it's Hebrew, going that way.
So it's Hebrew, English.
You put them in as if it's Hebrew, and you light them. I don't even know what language I'm speaking in now. You light them as if it's English. That's right. Thank you. Okay. Well, I have trouble with the directions for shaking the lulav also. So, Hanukkah, oh
Stand
Hanukkah.
on the other side of the Chanukiah. And it's
That's right. Page 3.
Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Let's have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Drivel to play with and latkes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning low. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago. One for each night, they shed a sweet light to remind us of days long ago.
So, Shabbat Shalom and Happy Hanukkah. I'm Rabbi Michael Feshbach.
I'm Cantor Rhoda Harrison.
We're very happy to have our accompanist, Tom Adams, with us tonight as well. We welcome this night of many menorot, and we'll light them in a moment. First, the reading on the bottom of page 3. Hanukkah is a festival of light. Each day another candle glows.
One becomes two, two becomes three,
until the menorah is full of candles and the room is full of light. On Hanukkah, we learn that light can grow.
If we will but do our part.
It is we who must kindle a light for ourselves and others. And as we ourselves grow, we can make the world ever brighter, ever warmer for ourselves and for others, if each day we kindle a bit more light than the day before, the lights of goodness and kindness, of freedom and love. We thank you, Eternal One, for this festival of Hanukkah. When we recall with pride the great events of Israel's history, we see your will to preserve our people in all that has happened to us over the centuries. May we serve you with loyalty and love. May we recall the devotion of the Maccabees. May their example always be an inspiration to us, that we may rededicate ourselves to our people, to your laws of justice and right, and to the idea of religious freedom for all people. I am going to adjust the camera to try to see at least the middle, but at this point, if you will come forward to stand by your family menorah, our President Linda Karp will be lighting the synagogue menorah. My family has 2 here, so I will go to that one. Let me try to adjust the camera a little bit for now, and we will continue with the blessings and then light the candles.
Let's get all our shamishes. No, I wasn't.
As we light the shamas. Oh, is he here now? Okay, are the shamases lit? Come on, baby, light my shamas. Ve'imotenu, Yamim, Ahem, Bazman, Hazeh. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of all, who hallows us with your mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of all, who performed wondrous deeds for our ancestors in days of old at this season. And we do not include the Shehachianu, because that was for the first night only. So if your menorot are lit, you may go back towards your seats. I invited everybody to tonight's service except for the fire marshal. So hopefully everything will go smoothly. Thank you to Luke for the tinfoil and for everyone who has set up our dinner later. Linda was involved, Linda Karp, Susan Sokolsky, and Cookie Feldman. Thank you all. Page 5, as we transition to welcome Shabbat. Together on the top in the English, come let us sing joyously to Adonai. Raise a shout for our rock and deliverer. Let us come into God's presence with praise. Let us raise a shout for God in song. For the Adonai is a great God and a great ruler of all divine beings.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ki ishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet l'tila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, meherosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, ki va'orech kumi ori, ori, shitadberi, kevod Adonai alayich tigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
We rise and we face the entrance.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei segula. Boi chala, lecha dodi,
Remain standing but face forward.
pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
On the top of page 6, on Hanukkah, when we are surrounded with gifts, we notice, as if for the first time, the wonderful gifts we often take for granted. Adonai, your most loving gift to us is your Torah. It is the Torah that makes us your people, and it is the Torah which teaches us you are our God. Of all the Torah's teachings, none is as powerful as the Shema. Blessed are you, Adonai, for giving us with love the words we now proclaim.
Baruch hu et Adonai
Bottom of page 6.
Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orayom halayla golelu mipnei koshech. Goleyom halayla roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Roll into dark, roll into night. Night becomes day, day turns to night. Orayom halayla golelu mipnei koshech. Golelu mipnei koshech. Ve'choshech mipnei or. Roll into dark, roll into light. Night becomes day, day turns to night.
The top of page 7. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ולכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי Vitem Kedoshim Lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Asher Hotzeiti Etchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim, Liot Lachem Le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem Emet. Page 8. On this festival of Hanukkah, we remember that you were with the Maccabees when they struggled for freedom. You were also with us when we were slaves in Egypt and wanted to be free. On this holiday of miracles, we remember the miracles you performed for us when you took us out of Egypt into freedom. We remember those ancient days and we sing the ancient song led by Miriam. This ancient song, well, this is not so ancient, this
I
version,
hope not.
and sung in celebration of our newfound freedom.
If it's ancient, we're really ancient.
That's right. This not so ancient song.
And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Miriam was a weaver with a big variety. The tapestry she wove was one of summer history. With every strand and every thread she crafted her delight. A woman touched with spirit, she dances through the night. And the women dancing with their timbrel followed Miriam as she sang their song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea. The wonder of this miracle she soon came to believe. Whoever thought the sea would part with an outstretched hand, and we would pass to freedom and march to the promised land. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang a song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We've just lived through a miracle, we're gonna sing tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels followed Miriam as she sang a song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women danced and danced the whole night long. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar ba'kodesh. Nora tehilot u'sefelem. Nora tehilot u'sefelem. Malchutecha rovanecha. Bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'eli anu ve'ameru Adonai להרכיב אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך הוא וברוך שמו,
גאל ישראל.
Amen. Page 10.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I'm here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll all turn around, 'cause all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more. There'll be no more wars, and our children will play one day,
One day,
one day,
one day,
one day, one day,
one day,
one day,
one day,
one day.
That ending packs perhaps a little more punch this year, as will the Hanukkah song, the traditional Hanukkah song we will encounter in just a few minutes. We continue with the Amidah, with the Tefillah, beginning on page 11, as we continue with the Amidah. Please rise.
Adonai sifatai tifach ufiati tehillatech. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'mevii Gula Livnei Bneihem, Le'ma'an Shemo Ve'ahava, Melech Oseh U'Moshiach U'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Abraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol atah Rav Lehoshia. Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim. Somech Noflim B'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar. Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot, U'Midomela, Melech Menit, U'Mechayeh, U'Matzmiach Yeshua, B'Nemana Kalalach Hayot HaKol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol. Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, וקדושים בכל יום יעלו הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. The selection from the book of 1 Maccabees, a book which is in the Apocrypha but not actually in the Hebrew Bible. Can you imagine this? You think you're writing a book, it's going to make it into the Bible, you get voted off the island. It's not included in the final selection, but it is the first place where we hear about the story of this holiday, which is therefore not biblical. It is a post-biblical holiday. These events are described in the book of 1 Maccabees, and then before we continue with the song on the bottom of page 13, I will have some way to frame that song. For the miracle of Hanukkah, from the words of the book of Maccabees, we read together. In the days of the Hasmoneans, Mattathias ben Yochanan, the high priest, and his children, when the evil government of Greece rose up against your people Israel to make them forget your Torah and to make them leave the laws of your will, in your great mercy you rose up with them in their time of trouble and fought in their fight, judged their cause just. You delivered the mighty into the hands of the weak, the many into the hands of the few, the unclean into the hands of the pure, the evil into the hands of the righteous, and the arrogant into the hands of those who engage your Torah. For you made a great and holy name in your world, and for you, your people, Israel, you brought about the great triumph and redemption on that very day. And when your children came to the Holy of Holies, and emptied your temple, and purified your holy place, and lit candles in your holy courts, and established these 8 days of Hanukkah, grateful to acknowledge and to praise your great name. Before I go on, who is here who's under the age of 13? Okay, parents, cover their ears. What doesn't that paragraph say? That paragraph was about contemporaneous with the events of Hanukkah. What didn't it say happened? A little jar of oil that lasted for... doesn't originate for another 500 years. We'll talk about that another time. The words on the bottom of page 13 are one of the first camp-style songs I ever learned. It's old nifty. It's even before Debbie Friedman nifty, I think.
It's actually a Hasidic tune.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah.
it's...
But it got popularized at all the camps, like Camp Harlem and Eisner. And
So somehow in that camp setting, I was going around singing this song and did not know what it meant. Our history has not been an easy one. The story we tell at this season is of freedom and liberation, but it was not handed to us, and it did not come without a cost. It has bothered me in recent years, but now hits especially hard. Al-Hanisim means for the miracles. We're thanking God for the miracles, but look at the English for a moment at what else? The miracles and the deliverance, heroic deeds, salvation, Yeshuot, Va'al HaMilchamot, Sha'asita Lavotenu, and for the wars you fought for our fathers and mothers in days of yore and in the present time. It's hard to sing this now, but it hits close to home. This is a traditional prayer of Hanukkah, and we sing it now with hearts torn and our attention here and also far away.
הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשיתם לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על הניסים ועל הפורקן ועל הגבורות ועל התשועות ועל המלחמות שעשית לאבותינו בימים ההם בזמן הזה. על
I interrupt the seriousness with a story. That's an ancient Hasidic setting that you.
I believe so.
So, okay, I have a counter story.
Okay.
A few years ago, when I was studying at the Shalom Hartman Institute, an Orthodox member of our cohort, he's modern Orthodox, but many of his relatives are in the settler movement. He didn't agree with them politically, but he, went and spent Shabbat. In the middle of a settlement, a quite traditional Orthodox, not modern Orthodox, a Hasidic settlement in the middle of the West Bank on a Saturday night. He reports back because this modern Orthodox rabbi knew what was happening. He said, "You'll never believe what happened at Havdalah." He said, "A cousin of mine, much more traditional than I am, ultra-Orthodox, said, I want to share with you an ancient Hasidic melody for Havdalah." And he went, "Yai, lai, 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 lai," which was written by Debbie Friedman, and this was in our lifetime, so this passed off as an ancient melody was it was not that at all, so that's the
I'm
reverse.
going to look it up and check my brain cells.
Okay.
I know.
Page 14. We still pray for peace. Somehow. Oh. I'm sorry, you're doing Yehi L'Ratzon? Oh.
It's okay.
Sorry, Yehi L'Ratzon.
Yehu l'ratzon imreifi vehegyon libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri vegoli. Tzuri
Yes, we had switched from Oseh Shalom to Yehi L'Ratzon because of the Hanukkah motifs that were in that setting. But we will pray for peace in our own ways as well, and for healing, for a world in need of healing. Mishaberach Avotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov v'Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah v'Yivarech v'Yirapeh et hacholim ha'ela. O God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, send your blessing and your healing, your comfort and your hope to all those who are ill and in need of our attention, to all those whose spirits or bodies are broken, to all those who are isolated and alone, to all those we name in our hearts or out loud, as I say at this time, Mona Ellis, Cynthia Baylor, Leanne Kaplan, Drew Lishan, David Wetzel, Sonia Kaplan. Other names in the prayer for healing, out loud or in your heart. Baruch atah Adonai rofeh cholim. We praise you, O God, who helps us heal, who hears our prayer.
מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. מי שברך אמותינו, שרה רבקה לאה ורחל. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer and bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May the pain and loneliness we're feeling be diminished by the power of your love. מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב. מי שברך אמותינו, שרה רבקה לאה ורחל. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer and
And
bless us
us
as
as
well. Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer and bless us as well.
At this time, we ask anyone in the congregation under the age of 16 to please come, or 16 or under, to please come forward to the ark to help us with the ark doors. We continue with Aleinu on the top of page 15. Please note tonight it is a shortened version of Aleinu. We are not including the additional paragraph of Shehu Noteh Shemayim in this. As we continue with Aleinu on page 15, please rise.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody that's here tonight and to those that are watching from home. I'd like to welcome our guests. We have a lot of family members that are here tonight or here from out of town, and so it's so nice to see you all here, and we're happy to have you. Please join us following the services immediately after service for Kiddush. Tomorrow morning there will be Shabbat study at 9:15, and that will be followed by morning services at 10:30. Great Jewish Books with Rabbi Feshbach continues on Thursday, December the 14th at 12 noon, and everyone is welcome. Next Friday, December the 15th, there will be a Tot Shabbat at 6 p.m. in the chapel with Rabbi Feshbach, Cantor Harrison, and Miss Cookie. There will be songs and stories and crafts and pizza dinner to follow. So if you would like to come, please let Miss Cookie know. It is $18 per family. And services next Friday, then, adult services will be at 7 p.m. The next J-Place book group will meet on January the 10th at 1 p.m. in the Cohen Library. The selection is The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store by James McBride. I know that we have some congregants here that will be leaving for Florida this coming week, and I wish them well and enjoy the warm weather. Think of us back here having winter. Shabbat Shalom.
Our Facebook and other social media feeds are filled with the names of those who have fallen in Gaza and Israel. We notice, they pass, some of us have connections to some of them. But just in this past week, 3 colleagues, one a close colleague of Cantor Harrison, another a major figure in the Jewish musical world, and a third a profound teacher and leader of our Reform movement have all been lost. I will say their names later, but we mention now Cantor Judith Ovadia, Cantor Charles Davidson, some of whose music we will hear, his settings, his arrangements next week at the 7, not the Tot Shabbat.
Well, we could.
We
but
could.
I think
At the 7 p.m. service. I have a story to share about Dr. Ellenson, about Rabbi David Ellenson, past president of the Hebrew Union College. Sort of look at him, you can see a sort of teddy bear of a man. And the voice, he was a voice that stays with you, just for its sound, its friendliness, its warmth, and also for its depth. But a wicked sense of humor. David Ellenson grew up Orthodox, I think in Norfolk or somewhere near Norfolk, Virginia, and he was fond of telling the story. You know, there's a moment in the festival services when we invoke the priestly blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai, may God bless you, right? That was originally done in services only by Kohanim, only by the priests, the descendants of priests. And in an Orthodox service to this day, that moment is called Duchenin. It happens at the festival services at High Holy Days, very rarely during the year. And the Kohanim, the priests, pull their talitot over their heads and come forward and hold up. And everybody in the congregation is told to shut their eyes. Rabbi Ellenson said as a child, he was told that if you actually peek, the first time you look out and you peek at them doing it, you go blind. And the second time you look out and peek at them doing it, does everybody see the problem here? That was not the scholarly, not the depth, but the humor side of Rabbi Ellenson. Page 15.
There are stars up above, so far away we only see their light. Long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is gone. But the stars that light up the darkest night As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We remember.
We remember Louis Agar, Hattie Bacharach, James Brown, Elizabeth Clofine, Jenny Eisenman, Gusty Engelberg, George Freed, Herbert Gallowitz, Katie Gerstel, Lena Gottlieb, Sarah Groverman, Victorine Herrick, Milton Katz, Sandra Kossoff-Katz, Richard Kintish, Ignatz Klein, Jenny Cole, Samuel Cohn, Milton Levine, Bernard Meltzer, Stanley Miller, Harold Minsky, Estelle Morvay, Doris Moskowitz, Sarah Pearl, Morris Rosenberg, Herman Schiff, Sylvia Stern, David Wallen, Samuel Warshaw, Lionel Zimmer, Ted Zubar. Is there anyone here to say Kaddish for someone whose name I did not mention, or a name I may have mispronounced? We add with sorrowing hearts Henry Kissinger, Cantor Judith Ovadia, Cantor Charles Davidson, Rabbi Dr. David Ellenson. We take all of our loved ones into our hearts with our own. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we turn now to the following page, page 16, and rise for Kaddish Yatom as a congregation, for the mourners Kaddish as a congregation. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chaye chon u'v'yom echon u'v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah v'orach le'olam olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'rechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn in our midst and comfort all the bereaved among us and wherever they may be, all those who are suffering the pain of loss everywhere, in all congregations, in all communities, amongst all groups of people everywhere, and together let us say, Amen.
Shalom b'imromav, Ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Following some additional singing, Ma'os Tzor and Light One Candle, we will continue for Kiddush in the Weiss lobby, and then come together for dinner, those who are remaining in the Ashner Auditorium. And please bring with you these services, both for the brachot outside and in the social hall, but also as part of a song sheet for the songs we will continue to sing later. But I would say that we don't want anybody to feel guilty, but we do in fact have some guilt for us tonight, I hope. So happy Hanukkah. We continue with...
Well, we've heard the theme of Ma'ot Tzor throughout services. Hope you picked that up. Now we're going to actually sing Ma'ot Tzor and then into Light One Candle, a old traditional song and a newer traditional song for the festival. Ma'ot Tzor Yeshuati Lechana elishabeach, tikon betefilati, v'sham toda nizabeach, le'et hachin matbeach, mitzaham nabeach, azegmur b'shir mizmor, Chanukat HaMizbeach, azegmur b'shir mizmor, Chanukat HaMizbeach. Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. But light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Light one candle for the strength that we need to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering the pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in. Let anger not tear us apart. And light one candle to bind us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly that we keep alive in that flame? What's the commitment to those who have died when we cry out they've not died in vain? We have come this far, always believing that justice will somehow prevail. This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out. Don't let the light go out.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah. Gam lecha. So let me turn these off.
I'm going to bring this with.
So I thought that was way old traditional,
What?
old traditional, new traditional. You know, it takes time to sing.
Still burning, huh? Don't let the light go out.
Yeah, mine's still burning. Or I should say ours. Do you recognize which one's ours? The one with the blue. I know we have so many at home. It's hard to. So pretty. bought it in Jerusalem, actually. I did. Where's my capo? What did I do with that? That was a good capo, too. No. Oh, serious bummer. I'm gonna have to carry this one. Maybe it's just buried in my towels. No. Huh. I was sitting right there. I didn't put it over there, did I? Yeah, I have another one, but that was my good one.
You wanna take a look again? Okay.
It doesn't seem to be. I have to come in to get my panoplia later anyway.
Okay.